Hello, I'm Destta Tiruneh. In this video, I'll talk about how we create our emotions, a brain which I borrowed from actualize.org. Most people think that the emotions they experience, the way that they feel, their mood, their feelings, is determined by external circumstances. For example, somebody says something to you, something bad happens to you, some good happens to you, you get a promotion, you get fired, you earn some money, you lose some money, you create a successful business, your business goes bankrupt, or you have a good relationship, you have a bad relationship. All this stuff creates emotion that you feel. Somebody pays you a compliment, you feel good, you feel positive. If negative stuff is happening, you feel down, you feel sad, you feel frustrated, you feel stressed. William Shakespeare says, "There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so." What William Shakespeare tries to say here is, it is not the situation or the external circumstances that matters the most, but our interpretation of the situation that matters the most. Well, the secret really to life, as Shakespeare says, which is also understood by the ancient sages and wise men, is that actually what is creating your emotions is not the environment, it is you. It is how you think about the environment that creates your emotions. And this is something within your control. This is something that can be changed when the external environment is against you. You can change how you're reacting to it, how you're perceiving it, how you're interpreting it, and therefore you can gain emotional mastery. If you're having a struggle in your life, if you're having the kind of life you're not getting the result that you want, the only reason that is the case is because of the emotional difficulty that you're having. It is because of your interpretation of the situation, which is triggering your emotions, which is blocking you from success in your life. To illustrate this further, let me give you the experience I had with an old friend of mine who I happened to meet recently after many years of absence. She was very much depressed and she has isolated herself from all sorts of relationships. I asked her what happened and she said, "I was in a relationship with this nasty guy where I was constantly lied to. I broke up with him, he's no longer in my life, but it still hurts me to be lied to. And I could not heal from it. I worked hard for our relationship for many years, and what I have now is a broken heart. I see men as liars, and I'm now distancing away from all men." That's what she said. So what triggered her emotion, which led her to depression and isolation, is the fact that she has been constantly lied to. Well, the mistake is, this woman thinks that she has been singled out by this man to be constantly lied to, which is not the case. This man also is not in a relationship with this woman any longer. He may be lying somewhere else again to another woman. This woman failed to realize the fact that this man is acting at this time according to his level of consciousness, and she cannot help lying. This woman could have changed her negative feelings and emotion into a positive one by thinking, well, this man constantly lied to me and he doesn't deserve me. His mind is operating at a lower level of consciousness. I deserve a better man, a better relationship. I should get someone who is trustworthy and leave everything behind and move on. This kind of thought triggers a positive attitude, and it would have helped her look for a better person and for a better relationship. But her interpretation of her situation is so negative that she went to the extent of thinking that all men are liars. Because she thinks that all men are liars, what she is doing is nothing but manifesting her own reality. That's why she is now shunning relationship altogether, a thought which is further aggravating her depression and isolation. At this point of time, it doesn't occur to her that all men are acting differently according to their level of consciousness. So as you see in this example, it is not the situation that is affecting this woman, but her interpretation of it, which is very much negative, which is leading her to negative emotions. Her negative emotion leading her to negative action, which creates negative results. And those negative results create more negative emotions, more negative actions, and more negative results. And the cycle of negativity continues. So this is a question we should all ask ourselves. If negative thoughts produce negative emotions, and negative actions which produce more negative emotions and more negative actions, is this really a desirable thing for me? Do I want negative cycle of life? Do I have another option in the matter? Yes, we can say, I don't want a negative cycle of life, I want a positive one. What if I accept the matter as is and see the positive part of it? What do I lose further? Nothing. Is there a positive thing out of this seemingly negative thing? This kind of thought arouses your level of consciousness, which is operating at a higher frequency than your negative thoughts. And this leads you into a positive action and into positive cycle of life. You should realize that what is affecting your life negatively is not the external situation, which is always neutral, but your own interpretations of it. You have the power to change all of your negative thoughts into positive ones. This further arouses your level of consciousness into a higher form, and you will start enjoying the gift of life, realizing that, as Eckhart Tolle says, life is a dance and you are the dancer. Let's see the flip side of this. Let's say you get promotion. The very moment you hear or read that you got promotion, how does your mind interpret it? Your mind may interpret it that promotion means more money, and more money means more happiness. So this thought creates positive feelings. So what created a positive feeling in you is your interpretation of the news of the promotion. But the fact is, more money does not mean more happiness. Had that been the case, all the billionaires that we see in the world would have been the happiest people in the world. But the reality is they are not, as happiness is not a commodity that can be purchased. Happy people are those who are content of the little they have. So to put it in a nutshell, what is influencing our feelings and emotions is not the external factor, but our interpretations of the external factor. Therefore, we have to be 100% responsible for our feelings and emotions that we consider positive or negative, especially the negative ones. We should not blame the circumstances. We should not point our fingers at people. We should not say he or she is the one who is causing me this. Nobody is causing us to feel depressed, and nobody is causing us to feel loved. We are the one who is causing it. You may know this fact already, but knowing it is not enough. We should live it. We should practice taking full charge of our emotions for the coming weeks and months in order to raise our level of consciousness and see amazing results. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Once again, I'm Destta. I'll see you again in another video.